Hello, my beautiful ones. How are you? Welcome, welcome, everyone. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am the modern day spiritual advisor. I use multiple modalities, including tarot, to help you on your path. And now, the author of my upcoming book series, Concepts Create Reality. So, my gorgeous ones, this is going to be your love forecast for September 17th, 2017. Wow, it's already the middle of the month. I am working on, I'll let you guys know, I'm working on the October readings, so they should be out this week sometime, or begin to be out. They won't all be out at the same time. So it works like this. If you've never seen me, I will go into the general energies. I'll be getting messages from Spirit. They want to remind you it is always up to you whether you want to accept and allow or deny these energies. That's kind of up to you and your path. As to the timeline, it can vary. This is dependent on which path you've taken and where you are on that path. So it could be like a couple days before, a couple days after, or right when it could be unfolding right when you watch this video. So as to the timeline, oh, I just said that, sorry. I'm already channeling, sorry about that. Okay, so love to me is that energy that moves through, or that force that moves through all vibrations. So I could be talking about your love life, just romance. I could be talking about your family, your friends, your money, your business partners, all types of relationships. So you'll know because it'll resonate. It'll feel like, yeah, that's what it means for me. So you have an interesting day. You've got some challenges that are happening. Some of you are going to have it right away. Some of you it's going to be a little bit delayed. And the reason I say this is because we have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords always comes with news, but this is your position. So I see this a couple of ways. So he comes with news, but he can come with delayed news. So his news can be delayed. The other thing too is that this page is, the reason I say is interesting is because sometimes he has an agenda. Not always, but sometimes he has an agenda because he's looking at the big picture of one day being the king or the queen himself or herself, right? So when the news comes, it may not be let's just say it may be a filtered news. It may not be like a dishonest, but it may not be like giving everything away or giving all the news to you, right? So that could be happening to some of you, but others of you could be on the opposite side where you're actually giving the news, but you're holding back from all of the news. And this could be in your love, because I see this a couple ways. So in your romance, I see this where you could be wanting to going back to someone, or you could be, and that's because I have the Six of Cups here. And you could be, or somebody's returning and you could be like not giving everything to them yet, or not saying a lot yet. And that's kind of how I see this page. But if this is, if this is you, you could be a little gun shy because you have a history with this person, and maybe this person wasn't always honest with you, and so maybe now you're just sort of waiting to see. And yeah, you want to be all in when this person comes back, but you kind of like wanting to see as well, which is, it's a smart play. So for others of you, this could be in your businesses where you're like not divulging everything, or the news that you're waiting to hear could be delayed and then not everything being given to you. So this is your position today. So their advice is the Six of Cups. And this is really interesting because I see this two ways. So in romance, I see that you could have delayed news, but you could have somebody coming back. So we call this a blast from the past, right? And the blast from the past doesn't necessarily have to be in good standing with you. They just have returned. So I see it in that way for some of you. But for others of you, I see this in connection with if you're being the page and you're sort of holding back. The Six of Cups is about re-examining your past, and because this is their advice, this is Spirit's advice in this situation. Re-examining your past and the cycles that you have and what keeps repeating. And they're asking you to do that, to re-examine what keeps repeating and what are your cycles and what's really going on. Because what happens is when you do that, you can become conscious of how to break that cycle if that's a cycle that you want to break, right? And so what you can do is you can glean from your past and say, oh, I see this pattern. I see what's going on, and let me do it this way. And that takes a conscious effort. It takes a conscious effort, right? Because subconsciously, you're going to be repeating the past. You're going to be repeating this pattern. So they're saying when this news comes, or even before then, take a look at your cycles, take a look at your patterns, take a look at these things that you're repeating, and then consciously glean from your past so that you can break the cycle, so that you can move into this better phase that you're trying to get into. Because the outcome is the Nine of Coins. And the Nine of Coins is a person or a relationship, or, a person or relationship, or you, that has has freedom and has abundance, but they have paid for it over and over. Trust me. Trust me, trust me. They, as beautiful as this card looks, they have worked hard and had some losses financially, relationship, love, family. Like, they've lost and they have paid over and over to get to this position. And this position is now where they're in comfort and some freedom to do and say and be what they want. But there was a price to pay. They had these things that they had to go through. They had these lessons. They had these relationships and people and self that they had to go through. And so doing this, getting this news, or being in this state and seeing your past and linking it to your present and seeing how you're going to move forward from there consciously will get you to this state. Whether it's a relationship you're trying to get to, whether it's you financially you're trying to get to, whether it's you with family you're trying to get to, whether it's you with friendships, whether it's you with business partners, right? This is going to get you to that. But they're asking you to do this because this is the outcome. This is where you're trying to get to. All right, so I hope that helps. I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to ask a question. I'm going to turn over the card and explain it. So here we go. Okay. Oh, wow. So you have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords, obviously you can see that you feel tied down, or you feel like you can't move, or you feel like you're frozen. You feel like there's a lot of things coming at you. You feel like, what can I do in this situation? Or what can I do with this relationship, or with whatever's going on in your life, right? And this is a test card. The Eight of Swords is a test. This is a test to say, do you really have it within you? Because we all know we do. But you have to look deep down inside and say, this is what I really, really want to do. This is what I really want to get to. This is the relationship I'm trying to get to. This is the financial freedom and abundance and that I'm trying to get to. This is the family that I'm trying to get to. This is the friendships that I'm trying to get to. So this card is asking you, is saying that you are right now at this phase where you are going to have to, and I know if you're an athlete, it's where you dig down deep and you say, let's get it done. Let's get it done. I know it looks bleak, but let's get it done, because I know from my past, if you're an athlete, that if I dig down deep and I get it done, things happen and it opens up. And so that's what this card is asking you to do. You don't know you don't know the miracles that are going to happen in your life, because they're miracles. They're things that come from nowhere. But this is a test. This is a way of the universe, of your higher self, of you saying, is this something that you're really wanting? Or even if it doesn't have to do with this, if you ask a different question, is this something that you're really wanting? And if it is, then you have to dig down deep and go for it, because you never know what's right around the corner. You never know. All right, my gorgeous ones. I love you, love you, love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.